and welcome to another live stream watch-along reaction. Tonight we're watching and reacting to Vancouver Whitecaps FC versus Atlante FC, Leagues Cup 2026 league phase. The league phase of the Leagues Cup, match one of this match day. Or today is match day one. Columbus won 3-1. Cincinnati won 3-1. Juarez has beaten Minnesota. Charlotte beating Pumas 1-0. And Tigres and Salt Lake are drawing 1-1. Vancouver Atlante about to begin. And it was Pablo Ruiz who drew it for Salt Lake. Still 1-1 for USA versus Guatemala U20. Alajuelense versus Dillon 1-1. Antigua Real Esteli 1-1. With that being said, it's a watch-along. Yes, it is. Vancouver Whitecaps FC contra Atlante FC la Leagues Cup. Fase de grupos. Partido 1. Starting 11s are as follows. In goal for Vancouver is Isaac Bemer. The back four of Georgievich, Matthias Laborda, Sam Atakubi, and Eddie Aracampo, the back four. JC Ngando and Andres Cubas in the midfield, defensive midfield 2. The attacking midfield 3, Oliver Larraz, Ralph Prizo, and CT Sabali. And up top, Ryan Olumi. They completely rotated. The Whitecaps completely rotated. How we doing, Angus? How we doing, Sean? How we doing, Dillon? Completely rotated. Maybe not the smartest position against Atlante, who were playing pretty well. Might have been a bad move. Oscar Jimenez in goal for Atlante. Back five of Edgar Jimenez, Luis Sanchez, Eduardo Tercero, Carrera, Walter Portales. The midfield 3 of Luis Calzadia, Leonardo Mejia, Eugenio Pizzuto. In the front 2 of Jojan Julio, and Luis Puente. So that's what we got for the starting. I'd say pretty usual lineup, yeah. I'd say their lineup's pretty usual. But either way, we're about to get going in Vancouver. Our second match of the day, and we'll review this match once it's over. And we'll be back tomorrow for the Canada U20, Jamaica U20 quarterfinal in the U20 championship. Yeah, Vancouver might have made a mistake here with a rotation. Juarez is about to beat Minnesota. And the USA U20s have finally taken the lead against Guatemala. Kind of expected that. Of course, Costa Rica U20 won on penalties. They moved on to the semifinals of the U20 championship, which means, how's Toronto FC doing? They didn't even make the tournament because they didn't make the playoffs last year. They did not make the playoffs last year, so they didn't make this tournament. Because we're a joke. Because we are a joke. 1-1 Ruiz RSL. Yep, we saw that. 68th minute goal for the USA U20s. So it just happened. We'll see who scored it soon. Blessing in disguise for TFC. No, it's not really. No. It's not really a blessing in disguise. We're just shit. Like, we're only going to play 35 games most likely this season. Dino scored for the USA. Dino Clapija scored for the USA. Game about to get going. Thoughts on George Lombardi Jr. first home run? Well, good for him. Congratulations for him scoring his first home run in his career. I could care less. He had a big moment. I could care less. He was emotional. Well, he should be. It's his first home run. It's not a blessing TFC would have fired Fraser during the World Cup break, and they didn't. The club is cursed. Because, whoa, we're so close. Call the Pirate. I'm tired. Whitecaps versus Isaac Bemer in goal for the Whitecaps. The back four, Adekube, Prizo, Laborda, Acampo, Laraz and Kubas, Sabali and Gondo, Djordjevic, and Alumi. Heavy rotation. How are Pumas losing to Charlotte? I mean, MLS, because they're playing in an MLS stadium, I guess. Pumas are a joke. Saw a video of him practicing throws. They're on Torres. Oh, okay. Well, good for him. Because they're playing in MLS stadiums. Jimenez, Edgar Jimenez, Luis Sanchez, Tercero, Carrera, Portales, Calzadilla, Mejia, Pizzuto, Julio, and Puente for Atlante. 5-3-2 by Miguel Herrera. Coached by Miguel Herrera. I'm glad that Don Garber's gone. I'm glad that he won't be the commissioner anymore. There are more positive things about Larry Berg than negative. I'm not surprised that he basically shot down Pro Rel, but that's beating a dead horse. They say there's going to be a change playoff system, I guess, for the full season, the full August to May season. There'll be a change playoff system. Of course, I think the sprint playoff system is one game, one off, one game knockouts because it has to be. But it sounds like there will be a new convoluted playoff system in the full August to May season after the sprint season. So we'll hear what that is. But, I mean, that's the worst thing about it, I guess. 2-0 Charlotte. It's only the first match day, to be fair. Good win. I think a lot of people are anti-Fraser right now and anti-MLSE because they're all playing in MLS stadiums because that's their normal excuse. If we play in the USA, we can't win unless Juarez, except for Juarez. Juarez is winning, and they're only minutes away from controlling that win. But because I guess they just don't care about this tournament and they're playing in MLS stadiums because traveling to MLS stadiums is such a problem. I feel like that's a shitty excuse. I really do. Because it just is. It just is a shitty excuse. It's only the first match day, to be fair. Who's winning Leagues Cup? I had Toluca winning it. Yeah. Juarez win 2-1. Well, there it is. I just said that. Juarez won. 56 minutes, Charlotte beating Pumas 2-0. Tigres 1-1 versus Salt Lake. They took the lead, but it got tied. And Vancouver about to kick off. And we'll review this game once it's over. And we'll be back tomorrow for the Canada U20 versus Jamaica game. Excuse-free Juarez, exactly. Good for them. Minnesota must suck right now. They must really suck. Minnesota just embarrassed the MLS. MLS just got embarrassed. Waiting for the game to get going. Getting ready for this game to get started. Here we go. Smear over calendar. How we doing? Smear over calendar? Well, yeah. That's what Minnesota did, but I don't think the goalie would have changed anything. And 73.1% win probability for Vancouver Whitecaps. Okay, DraftKings hadn't paid attention to Atlante then because they've been playing pretty good. They've been playing pretty good at the start of the season. They don't know what the hell they're talking about, do they? And a 15.4 draw percentage. Also, Vancouver rotated. Katerina Koroleva, the VAR, or the center ref. Who? Well, this is going to be fun. David Gomez, the VAR referee. Yeah, no. I know you're trying to... No. I don't... That doesn't sound like a good idea to me. It's at best, it's brain rot. At the worst, somebody's going to get pissed. No. You're not getting me caught up in something. At best, it's brain rot, and I sound stupid. At worst, it's something gets me caught up in a shit show, and I don't want to do it. So, I don't want to sound stupid or get caught up in a shit show. So, good on you. It ain't going to work. Here comes Atlante. It looks more like brain rot. Well, it's definitely brain rot, and I definitely don't like brain rot. I'm not 12 years old. I'm not a Generation Alpha. No, I'm not doing it. I ain't doing it. And we're off. 0-0. I ain't doing it. It's a prank for a friend, a.k.a. you're pranking me. You're trying to prank me, and it ain't going to work. George, brother Jacob, just homer for the Marlins minor league team minutes before George did. Funny that the homer was against the Cardinals minor league team. That's crazy. Must be single A. Because that's the only one I think that they're both in the same league for. Must be single A. 0-0. Who's going to win? I say, I don't know, actually. Actually, I don't know. Vancouver rotated? No. 1-0 or 0-0, 1 minute. You're no fun. Yeah, I know I'm, well, in this case. What the hell? Favorite soccer player, favorite footballer of all time. Huh. Oh. Atlante just came up to the first division. Yeah, but they bought in. They took Mazatlán's club rights. But they've been playing pretty well in their first couple of games. I'm not going to ban you. I just ain't going to do what you're asking. I ain't going to do it, so quit asking. I ain't going to do it, so quit asking. 2 minutes in. What's your score prediction? Vancouver rotated too much. Because I'm not. I'm going to say 2-2. Vancouver playing 4. Well, they look fast. That's the good news. If it stays tied until they put on their best players, then Vancouver wins. If they don't, it's going to be tougher. Laraz. They've been playing like they've been in the first division for a while. 0-0. 3 minutes in. That's out for a throw-in. .301. .0-0. Playing forward. Playing forward. Good tackle. Minecraft or Terraria? Ooh. Minecraft. I didn't play Terraria much back when both were popular, and I certainly don't play it much now. Hell, I don't even remember what my Minecraft password is. I don't even know if I could log in. Even if I wanted to. Minecraft. Because I know they changed it from a Mojang account or a Minecraft account to a Mojang account. I don't even remember. It never was. It never was. USA win versus Guatemala 3-1 U20. Yep. USA moves on to play Costa Rica in the semifinal. Can't say I'm surprised. And it was Torquato to score the third goal. So, USA, Costa Rica in the semifinal. Real Esteli leads Antigua 1-0. 0-0. Still 1-1 between Tigres and Salt Lake. 2-0 between Pumas and Charlotte. And Atlante and Vancouver started still 0-0, 0-0. Violette beat Defense Force 3-0. Salcedo beat Portmore 2-1. Plaza Amador beat LA Firpo 2-1. 1-1 between Dirian and Alajuelense. 0-1 to Real Esteli. 3-1 Columbus Atlas. 3-1 Cincinnati Pachuca. 2-1 Juarez, Minnesota. Oh, Minnesota scored late. Oh, no, wait. No, Juarez did take the lead back. 0-0, 0-0. What is 40 divided by 2? 20. 40 divided by 2 is 20. 20 times 2 is 40. I know I suck at math, but that's pretty easy. Playing forward. There's no X's or Y's or blah, 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 blah in there. That's pretty easy. 7 minutes in. Cleared away. Playing forward. Atlante to cross, and that's out for a corner. Nil. Well, mathematically, 8 minutes in. Do you like what Chelsea's doing right now? I mean, yeah. It looks like they're following exactly what Xabi wants. And if that's what they're going to do, they're doing the right thing. They're doing the right thing. If they're doing what Xabi wants, they're doing the right thing. So, yeah, I like what they're doing right now. No blue co-idiocy yet. So, 9th minute. Playing forward is Vancouver. Nine minutes in. I was about to say mathematically. Playing forward. Nil. 0-0. Ten minutes in. Who's playing better? I can't. I'd say Atlante slightly. Vancouver's fast, but it seems that's all they have. Playing forward. Blocked away. What's your favorite? Probably something by Billy Joel. Playing forward. 10 minutes in. That's a free kick for Atlante. The only good thing about Vancouver is they're fast. That's it. Like, they don't look that quality. I know. I know they rotated heavily, but they don't look quality enough. I have Toluca winning the Leagues Cup. I have Toluca. There will finally be a Liga MX champion of the competitive era Leagues Cup. Or what I like to call the competitive era. Playing forward. The 2019, 2020, and 2020, or the 19-21 Leagues Cup, those were friendly tournaments. Playing forward, blocked away. Vancouver does not get there. I've never heard of it. Over the bar. I've never heard of that damn thing in my life. And I don't know if I want to. Twelve minutes in. "13 minutes in. "13 minutes in. 0-0. Playing forward. "14th minute. "0-0. What can I say? The Parrot has the answers. Anybody in their right mind would. Free kick. Laraz. Over the top. Header cleared away by Atlante. 0-0, 0-0. Former Red Bull player and Mexico legend. And currently Mexico manager, Rafa Marquez. "15th minute. Or new Mexico manager. Current and new. Either way. Do not, by the way, if so, do not play. Do not play Jorge Sanchez and Charlie Rodriguez, the two worst footballers I've ever seen in my life. We know they're troncos. Stop playing them. They're garbage. They are utter garbage, especially at world level. 16th minute. The worst. I mean, Jorge Sanchez legitimately cost Mexico a World Cup round or quarterfinal spot. He legitimately did. You can't change my mind. You cannot change my mind. 0-0. Can't change my mind. th minute. I'm sure there's a better right back in Mexico at the U20 level or the U23 level or anywhere. I'm very, very sure. And I'm also sure midfielder-wise, maybe, I don't know, play Marcel Ruiz when he's healthy. Okay, that Alajuelense jersey is pretty cool. th minute, 0-0. 0-0. Yep, 3-1 for USA U20s. They're going to the U20 World Cup with Costa Rica. Tomorrow we'll find out who joins them and who is in the semifinals. Still halftime, 1-1 Alajuelense Diriahen. 1-0 Real Esteli versus Antigua. 3-0 Charlotte. 3-0 Charlotte. Penalty kick, Smalls. PK, Smalls. Tiger Smalls scores for Charlotte. You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing Pumas, Smalls. 18th minute. Saved. 1-1 between Tigres and Salt Lake. And 0-0 between Vancouver and Atlante. Nil, 0-0. Playing forward. Playing forward, Vancouver. Pumas is trash. Yeah, I agree. We played in America. Yeah, you're still a Mexican powerhouse. You played Charlotte FC. It's not like you went to frickin' LA to play LAFC. I've come to learn MLS versus Liga MX results in Leagues Cup don't matter, especially if the games are played in the United States or Canada. I've come to learn they don't matter at all. Maybe the games that are played in Mexico, those do matter. But I've come to learn if the Mexican team wins, it's kind of embarrassing with how the Leagues Cup is ran. MLS teams normally win in their own stadiums or in America, even if it is a neutral ground. And if they lose, it's embarrassing. If they win, they did their job. But either way, it's going to go and be a throw-in. Over the top, header forward. "20 minutes in. Vancouver going forward. Over the top and out for a throw-in for Atlante. 0-0, 0-0. Can Vancouver keep this close till they bring on their best players? Why rotate against a Mexican team? Then again, Jesper Sorensen didn't know Atlante existed until the draw of this tournament was made, didn't he? He didn't realize they were this good right now. That's probably why I rotated. He's acting like this is a totally shit Mexican team who he doesn't know. Because let's remember, when they played CONCACAF Champions Cup, when they made the final, yes, Jesper was like, hey, I don't know nothing about CONCACAF. I ain't afraid of what you think I should be afraid of because I know nothing. And I think that helped him. Like being so not even understanding of what CONCACAF represents and how chippy and how physical it is. They didn't need the experience because they were so dim and their manager was so unafraid of playing in Mexico, they made the final. Sadly enough, actually, after making the final, they couldn't build off it. But, so this man legitimately knows nothing about CONCACAF. So maybe that's why they rotated. Was they're playing a team that he doesn't even know existed until a couple of months ago and didn't realize they were going to be this good. Playing forward. No, you. 23rd minute. Playing forward. Fourth minute. Playing forward. Here comes Atlante. They have a chance. Saved by Bemer. They save. Bemer makes a save. It's a free kick for Vancouver. What a big save. Perfect run towards the ball. Priso got blown by, but he didn't want to cause the penalty or get a red card, so he let up on it. And Bemer made the save in the end. Bemer picked him up. Cross in to Puente. Headed away. Still Atlante. Shot wide for a goal kick. "25th minute. Big save. It was. Here comes Vancouver, and he overruns it. It's out for a throw-in. "25th minute. Playing through. And yeah, Vancouver definitely shouldn't have rotated. They completely rotated. Save for Priso, they completely rotated. All their best players are on the bench. Brian White, Ryan Gould, Badwall, Sabi, Muller, Tate Johnson, Tristan Blackman, Yoei Takaoka, they're all on the bench. Quasi Poku can't make his debut because he's injured. Veselinovic is injured. Halbuni is injured. Atlante played their regular 11, and they look better. Vancouver played their backup 11, and they look like they're struggling. 26 minutes. So to halftime, 19 minutes. To the full time, 63, 64 minutes. Prizo down hurt. Twenty-seventh minute. 0-0, settle. Twenty-eighth minute. You need both teams to score. Well, I don't think you're going to get it unless Vancouver. I mean, Atlante's gotten close. I'm not saying they won't score, but if this gets out of hand, I don't think you're going to see. And I think we're close to this getting out of hand. Once Vancouver gives up one with their backup 11, they're going to give up a couple, I swear. And if this game gets out of hand, I don't think they're going to put on their best players. Like, they got to get to, like, the 60th minute, I guess, is the way Vancouver looks like it, with a one-goal deficit or a tie to put on their best players. And frankly, the good news is this game goes to a draw. Guess what? Penalties. The pity point lives. Which, I don't know. Maybe that's also why you put on your best players around the 60th minutes to be like, well, if we do go to penalties, ball crossed in, that's going to hit the side netting. Out for a corner, looks like. 0-0, settle. I mean, you're not wrong, Henry. Cruz Azul, Wegan, contra Philadelphia. Yepez. Cruz Azul gana. Juegan contra Philadelphia Yepez. Mañana Canadá sub-20 contra Jamaica sub-20 y México sub-20 contra Panamá sub-20. Y Leagues Cup. Copa Caribe y Centroamericana. En vivo, reacción Canadá contra Jamaica. Mañana. Jueves, Cruz Azul. How's Vancouver looking? Not great. Not great. But they completely rotated. That's really why. Noche de la Jueves de la Cruz Azul contra Philadelphia. Volta a Jueves. Subscribete, volta a Jueves. Cruz Azul de la contra Philadelphia Union. Nil, 0-0. "31 minutes. O gusta de la transmisión de la reacción en vivo en la canal. Volta a jueves. Noche de la noche. Do you at least have more of the possession? Vancouver stats say no. Oh, no, yes, you do, actually. My bad. 63% possession to 37% possession. Yes, you do have more of the possession. My bad. You do have more of the possession. That does kind of shock me, though. I'm not going to lie. It doesn't feel like that. It does not feel like that from what I've been watching. It does not feel like that. That's hilarious. I love that. Gianni Infantino's going under a double-decker bus, and all Gianni Infantino can do is call Donald Trump and say, "Save my ass." My friend, Gianni. Well, he ain't my friend, but whatever. Charlotte wins 3-0. He ain't my friend, but whatever. Donald Trump doesn't help losers, and you are a loser right now. You are going under a double-decker bus. You are going under a double-decker bus. Hate to tell you. You're going under a double-decker bus. Trump doesn't help losers, or who he considers losers, and you look like a loser right now, Gianni. If there's anything I know about Donald Trump, 3-0 Charlotte. If there's anything I know about him, he does not help losers. Gianni's going under a double-decker bus and getting ran over by it. Rare? Well, is it though? Playing forward, 0-0. "35th minute. That sentence didn't even make sense. It's called a watch-along. If I put the game on, I get a copyright strike. It says live stream, watch-along reaction. Read the title. If I show the game, I get a copyright strike. This is like being on radio. Red pill, y'all read the title for once. Blue pill, you think this is actually the game and you get pissed. Choose wisely. Red pill gives you common sense. Blue pill, I don't know what it does, but it just keeps everything the same. Leave then. Leave then. Nobody asked you to stay. 0-0. Actually, hey, son, give him a link to a third-party stream, just to be nice. At least I made a Matrix reference. 37th minute. Nil. Vancouver playing forward. Get the ball, playing back. Vancouver crosses it in, blocked away by Atlante. Well, he wanted a stream, didn't he? Well, if he gets malware with it, fine. I don't think Fire Sticks get malware, so I don't think they can. I haven't yet. When I need to use a third-party stream, I've never gotten malware yet. I just don't watch them on computer. I know iPhones can't get malware, and I don't think Fire Sticks can either. Either way, 0-0. Over the top. I wouldn't watch a third-party stream on the computer, but, you know, it's on me. Unless it was on YouTube. But I ain't gonna put a third-party stream on YouTube. It's called I'll Get a Copyright Strike. I swear, seriously. 0-0. Like, if you ask, fine. About it being but seriously, can you read? Live stream watch along reaction. You really think I'm showing the game? I'm doing a radio-like thing. If you are watching the game or just what's happening. Now, of course, I do run off tangent too many times. So that probably pisses people off anyway. But that's just it's what it is. 0-0. Settle. You want a real stream? You know what, Rory? That's going to go in. Vancouver gets scored on by Atlante. Julio scores. Jojon Julio scores. What a finish. You know what to do. 0-1. 0-1. Atlante scores. Jojon Julio. What a shot. Top of the box, off the post and in. Beautiful goal. Beautiful goal. Beautiful goal. 40th minute. that was coming, to be honest. 0-1. Very class. Eh. Playing forward. Vancouver kicks off, and we're back. Playing forward. Vancouver trying to get back. Oh, nice spin. Can Vancouver tie it up before the half? Here they are. Shot saved. Alumi puts it right at the goalie. I mean, Bruce Lee is probably we're good. Atlante way better than Mazatlan. Well, I mean, it's the same franchise. It's just Atlante bought the rights. Vancouver made the playoffs. If you made the playoffs in MLS, you go play Leagues Cup. Different players. Well, true. But again, Atlante bought the Mazatlan rights. I guess that's all the only thing that's the same, I guess. I guess you can't completely. Either way. Player down hurt, Jimenez. Jimenez is down injured, 0-1 in the 44th minute. I mean, I agree with that. I agree. Full Metal Jacket. Throw in Full Metal Jacket. You have to. Headed away. Then you, John Wayne. Is this me? But, I mean, you're right. Either way, player down hurt. 0-1. 0-1. I haven't watched any. I can't tell you. I haven't seen much. I haven't seen any of the character work, so I can't say. Let's go Atlante. Well, they have the lead, and honestly, they look like the better team. They look like the better team. So, things are going well for y'all. Vancouver shouldn't have rotated so heavily. Bunch of idiots. They don't make them like they used to. I agree with that. Four minutes of stoppage time. If Vancouver loses this, they only have themselves to blame. They only have themselves to blame. Yep, Miguel Herrera. used to be the Mexican national team manager and Club America manager and Tigres manager. Let's not forget he did that too. Now, of course, barely anybody remembers that, I bet, that he was the Tigres coach. But either way, he's a legend mainly for the memes. Well, I mean, I barely do. Because I think TKO killed the soul of WWE. One. Second of all, the World Cup basically was going on during every WWE show for a month-long period. So I had to cover the World Cup, so I couldn't watch Raw, SmackDown, or anything, really. Normally I have Mondays off, but do I even really want to watch it? No. Honestly, I saw what I wanted to see. I saw John Cena retire. I got to see him go. He's not coming back. I could give a fuck less. Sami Zayn won the WWE Championship. Cool. I love CM Punk, but I don't love him enough to watch a 30-hour show just to see Punk. I don't. I mean, I watched SummerSlam night 2. This is the reason why I didn't want to pay $30 a month for ESPN Unlimited, and I waited for YouTube TV to finally get it for free. One, because I ain't gonna pay $30 a month to watch 6 pay-per-views out of 12. Second of all, do I even want to watch it? I don't even know anymore, frankly. And just because I think TKO killed the soul of WWE doesn't mean I'm gonna start watching AEW either. Doesn't mean I fell out of love with wrestling either. I mean, I think TNA is doing a good job. I think MLW is doing a good job. New Japan, it's definitely fallen off, but it's still watchable. But WWE is just... TKO is a shit company. It sucks. Playing forward. Vancouver, in the final minutes of the half, trying to get forward. It's just... should really give JCW Lunacy a go. I mean, can Vancouver still win? Yeah, if they bring out their best players and play them in the second half. Or at least play a couple of them. Playing forward, ball crossed in. If they play some of their best players, like Muller, Gould, White, they could still win. I mean, they're not that far off, but completely rotating like they did was dumb. Playing forward, shot, saved. Too damn soft. 1-0 to Real Esteli. I mean, yeah, Vancouver could still win, but they kind of shot themselves in the foot, to be honest. I don't know. I mean, the World Cup didn't help, though. But I didn't watch Raw last night. I didn't. I could have. I mean, I have Netflix signed in down here. I could have. But I didn't. And there's games on Friday, so I can't watch SmackDown even if I want to. Are Atlante back? I say yes, they are. That is crazy. MLS, Brad Sims anticipates NYCFC is going to host the All-Star game in the next 1 to 3 years. Also says the All-Star game in MLS will move just prior to the winter break in December during the new MLS calendar. That is the stupidest shit I ever heard. All-Star game in New York, halftime, it's 1-0 to Atlante. 0-1. Yeah, they need Muller in the second half, yes. and Brian White and Ryan Gould. Well, it sounds like Vancouver got to do the same thing with Thomas Muller. That is the stupidest thing. You do realize how cold and snowy New York is in the winter in December? They really think they could get an all-star game in New York to work in December. The hell? These guys are idiots. And Etihad Park's an open stadium with a roof, but it's an open stadium. They're legitimately dumb. What, they're going to get an all-star game when there's 5 feet of snow on the ground? Oh my God. The stupidest shit I ever heard. But there's only like 5 warm weather stadiums. They have to put in the cold weather. Yeah, I can't wait to see an all-star game with 5 feet of snow on the ground. Bunch of idiots. What a disaster. Absolute disaster. This freaking schedule's gonna be. What a joke. With that being said, we'll take a short break at the half, talk about the stats, get this one going, sit tight, be back. It's 0-1, 0-1 and half. We'll take a short break at the half, talk about the stats, get this one going. Vancouver needs a lot of work to come back. Take a short break, we'll be back. Sit tight. 0-1, 0-1. We're back for the stats of the half. We got 66% possession to 34% possession. We have 4 shots to 4, 2 saves to 2, 1 corner to 1, 7 fouls to 10, 303 pass to 153. Yep, it's a classic Miguel Herrera team, isn't it? We got 4 shots to 4, 2 shots on goal to 3. We have 3 offside to 1. We have 265 accurate passes to 113. So that's, I'm not doing the math right now. 303 to 265. Somewhere in the high 70s, low 80s, probably percentage-wise. And probably same for Atlante. Because for some reason, SofaScore doesn't have the percentages. With that being said, 0-1, 0-1, middle tiempo. For me, I think Vancouver, they've been fast. They're a fast team. They push the ball forward. They've attacked well. Strong team in that way. But Atlante scored a goal. They had some good chances to score. Can't say I'm surprised. No surprise to me that Atlante's ahead. Just not good enough from Vancouver. Not strong enough. Only fast. That's it. The team's only fast. Pushing the ball forward. Not good enough to finish. They got to put on their best players. I think they can beat Atlante, but Vancouver's got to put on their best players. And I think that's the story. So what they got to do is put on their best players. Set that up for the second half. Either way, see what happens in the second half, but second half, let's see what happens. Can Vancouver answer back? Let's not forget in the Leagues Cup. Let's not forget. If it is tied after 90, we go to penalties to give the extra point. And I think Leagues Cup overall is penalties after 90 throughout the whole tournament. So but during the knockout or during the group stage, the penalty shootout gives the extra point if you win the shootout. So if it's tied, no matter what in Leagues Cup, if it's tied after 90, we have a shootout. But this, during the knockout or the group stage, it's for an extra point. We'll see how this goes, though, in the second half. "45 minutes to go." 0-1. 0-1. Second half. Bring on Mueller or White or both. Bring on both. Why Vancouver completely rotated, I'll never know. Jimenez is back out to play the second half. So whatever he was dealing with. Tristan Blackman and Tate Johnson coming on at the half. These are not the subs you need. What are you doing? Oh, Sabi's coming on as well. Emmanuel Sabi coming on as well. Still not exactly the subs you need, but okay. All right. Okay. I'd sub them all on. Screw it. Like, I guess you got to keep a sub in your back pocket just in case there's an injury. But if you sub them all on at the half, you're really putting yourself up against a wall, I guess. But that if there's an injury, you basically just gave yourself a red card or you're going to really injure somebody, I guess. But why are you starting with Tate Johnson? Tristan Blackman, I understand. Emmanuel Sabi, he's not the best, but maybe a more experienced winger would help them, maybe. I'm guessing at some point Mueller and White will come on, but Tate Johnson on for Atakubi. Okay. Tristan Blackman on and Sabali off for Sabi. Sabali off for Sabi. Oh, well, that's just interesting. In second half, here we go. Can Vancouver find an answer? They have 2 subs left in 3 windows. Well, it would have to be 2 windows, but they have 3 subs left. So once they feel comfortable to make the other subs, they can. Sabali on or off for Emmanuel Sabi. Tristan Blackman on for, I didn't see the number. Was it Prizo or Laborda? Playing forward over the top. Vancouver gets it back. Gives it away. And it is Ralph Prizo for Tristan Blackman. Oh, they took off Prizo. Damn. 45th minute. I mean, that feels harsh. The whole right side of their defense, or left, either or. Sabi plays it through. Ball crossed in. .46 minute, 0-1. Playing forward. Over the top. Brought down. Sabi saved by Jimenez. He's pushed down and no foul. That was such a good chance. But it wasn't meant to be. He's onside, I believe. I think he's onside. The heavy touch and it gets saved and he gets brought down by the keeper. I think he wants a foul, but they called it offside. Vancouver definitely come out hot, though, in this second half. They definitely came out hot. They could keep doing that. They could probably get the lead or tie the game up, I should say. In through. Brought down. Sabi. Shot saved. Out for a corner. Unfortunate. That was a good ball in the box. And this is why it should have been Brian White or Thomas Muller. I knew damn well this is what was going to happen. Alumi overruns it. Sabi shoots it right at the legs of Jimenez. Dude can't finish. Dude can't finish. 2 locked-on chances, and you missed them both. Corner. That is Emmanuel Sabi for you to a T. Ball crossed in. Header over the bar. Corner kick for Vancouver. '48th minute. If Vancouver could keep this attacking pace on, they are going to tie the game for sure. Question is can they win? Laraz to take the corner before penalties. Might as well play for Canada then. I don't need another guy who can't finish on Canada. Whether he gets the permanent residency and gets to play for Canada because of it. Goes down. Free kick. Vancouver. Puente gives away the foul. Emmanuel Sabi is from... Oh, no, he's USA National. He's a USA National Team player. Huh. Okay. He played a January camp, so he's not cap tied, but maybe if he plays, he played there since 2023. He needs 2 more years to get a free or get the permanent residency. Ball crossed in. Header away. Picked it up, and they're going backwards. They've got Atlante on the ropes right now. That is for certain. Can they finish? I guess Muller and White come on in the 60th minute if it's close or tie. If it's 1-0 or 1-1, I guess they come on in the 60th minute, maybe 70th. Ball crossed in, caught. If it gets out of hand, I guess not. But if it's tied, playing forward. Atlante has a 37.3% chance of winning the game at this point. Vancouver has a 33.3% chance. The draw is the least likely probability, which actually there's only penalty shootouts. So really, I guess maybe that's why it looks like that. Playing forward, Laraz in through, and not enough of a pass. It gets blocked away. Sabi can't get there, and Vancouver has the ball back going forward. Playing forward. That's out for a throw-in for Atlante. Header down. 53rd minute. 53rd minute. Fifty-fourth minute. 0-1, 0-1. Too heavy of a pass. Playing forward. Ocampo. Goes down, cleared away. Playing forward. Here comes Atlante. If they let this get scored, not what you want to see. Ball crossed in over the top. Goal kick. Playing over the top. Get onto it. Ngondo onto the ball, but it goes too wide. Out for a corner. Well, at least he got pushed out by a defender. 0-1, 55th minute. Ball crossed in. Headed away. Is Atlante playing good? I'd say yes. I'd say Atlante is playing good. I wouldn't say they're the better team. Vancouver's come out really hot in the second half, pushing for at least an equalizer. Wouldn't say the subs, they may be pretty smart. But either way, Atlante is doing pretty good against Vancouver. It also helps Vancouver played their second string 11 to start the match. But Atlante's been very good defensively, and they got one against, I wouldn't say against the run of play, but they've been equal on chances, or at least were in the first half. But Atlante was better at finishing than Vancouver, and a good step to clear throw in for Vancouver, 57th minute. I guess Miguel Herrera does still have it as manager, because they got rid of they sold Correa to River Plate, and he was pissed about that, and it's a damn disaster is all I'm saying. Guido Pizarro got fired because he got pissed at the front office, and it's a disaster. Ball crossed in. That's out for a throw-in. No, they rotated too heavily. They were dumb for doing that. And Atlante, well, they've played well against everybody they played. So far, pretty much. Playing forward. It's out for, nope, Vancouver has it back. It did not go fully out for a throw. Oh my God, horrible pass by Ngando. Jesus Christ. Didn't Correa want to leave? Yeah, but then they didn't try to replace him either. Maybe it's more the fact they didn't try to replace him and they didn't give Guido what he wanted as moves, to be honest. So, either way. Eloy Jimenez got released. Player down hurt Puente. Playing forward. Playing forward. Vancouver has it. Shot over the bar. Tigres is in a rebuilding phase. Yeah, about 3 years too late. Ralesteli beats Antigua 2-0. Alajuelense beat Deyahen 3-1. Still 1-1 for Tigres versus Salt Lake. It looks like we're going to go to penalties in that match. I wish there was multi-view. 61st minute. Playing forward. Penalties for Tigres versus Salt Lake. Header on. And Atlante going forward. First penalty shootout in the Leagues Cup. Shot wide. Just wide. Wow. Oh my word. Almost. U20 had a great comeback. Yep, 3-1. 3-1 over Guatemala. So USA Costa Rica is the semifinal on the left side of the bracket in the U20 CONCACAF Championship. See what happens with Canada and Mexico tomorrow. If Canada wins, all they have to do is win one more game to go to the Olympics. And they're already at the U20 World Cup and Pan American Games. Quiroz and Bagui for Atlante is the substitutions in the 61st minute. I mean, I agree with that, but you kind of have to get rid of the salary cap to do that. But then again, the reason they flipped the schedule, Sanchez off, the reason MLS flipped the schedule is to be a selling league. Corner for Atlante. So, you can't win for losing even if they get rid of the salary cap. Which, the good news is Larry Berg, the new commissioner, has talked about making the rules more safe, make the roster rules more, like raise the salary cap, open up more allowances for more players to be signed, get rid of the DPs, get rid of GAM, get rid of TAM, base the league off money, and have a way higher salary cap. And you know what? I respect that. That's what I want to hear. I will give, I don't really care about Pro Rel. I think it's beating a dead horse. You're never going to get it in MLS, or it's going to be within MLS 1 and MLS 2. It's going to be a closed shop Pro Rel between the MLS divisions. That's the best you're going to get. Now, playing forward. Alumi crosses, top of the box, and Sabi was not there. It's going to go out for throw in for Vancouver. But the fact that MLS, Larry Bird basically has said, raise the salary cap. Muller's coming on in the 63rd minute. About what I expected. Thomas Muller is on for the Vancouver Whitecaps. Thomas Muller is on for JC Ngando. And they still have a sub in their back pocket just in case it can't be Brian White. Over the top because of an injury. I guess that's why Muller comes on first. Either way, build a connection, then put on the striker. So basically, hopefully they score before Brian White comes on, and then to go for the win, they'll throw on Brian White, I guess, before they have to go to penalties. Or if they go to penalties, he's on. Either or. And that's going to be over the top and straight to Jimenez. Waiting penalties. I think we're going to pull that game up, the Tigres Salt Lake game. That's all that's left, yeah, is these two. Might as well pull it up then. All right. Full page view. There we go. All right. In this game, playing forward Vancouver. (1-1) between Salt Lake and Tigres. Playing forward. Here comes Vancouver. In through. Shot. Chipped. Over the bar. Over the bar by Alumi. Oh. How old is Muller? What, 30-some? It's got to be like 34 at least. 36. 36. Yeah, 36. Alumi takes the shot, and it gets put off the bar. Corner for Vancouver. Ball crossed in. Header! Wide! The header goes wide by Laborda. So close. 66th minute. Damn, Sabo Janitza had a stinker and hooked. 5.5. 66th minute. Brought down. Oh, Atlante can go. They can break. 2-on-2. Vancouver gets back. Shot. Saved by Bemer. Has Atlante surprised you? I mean, yeah, honestly, Atlante has surprised me. I didn't expect them to be this good so quick. I'm not saying I thought Miguel Herrera was washed, but he's got them playing damn good. He's got them playing his way, and they're playing well. Salt Lake scores their penalty. 1-0-1 on penalties. Salt Lake scores their penalty. Playing forward. It's called a watch-along. If I show the match, I get a copyright strike. That's the second person to say. Either way. Sanabria scores for RSL. Playing forward. Vancouver. Over the top. Sabi blocked away and gives it away. Tigres ties it. Juan Brunetta on the penalty. 1-1 over there. 0-1 to Atlante. Vancouver's still trying to get it close, but... And RSL makes it 2-1. Solans. Well, Rory didn't even ban the guy being an asshole about it, so... I don't think... Shot wide! Oh. I don't think that last guy was being as much of an asshole about it. But just read the title. It tells you what it is. I ain't lying. It's live stream, watch along reaction. Not I'm showing the game. And Tigres ties it up. Fernando Gorehan. Minnesota sucks. That's how Juarez won. Can't say I'm surprised. 69th minute. What's more embarrassing, Vancouver losing the way they're losing or Minnesota losing to Juarez? I say Minnesota losing to Juarez. Juarez is a garbage team. At least Atlante seems really good right now. Do you think Vancouver will tie it? I mean, at some point, what they've put on goal and the pressure they put on goal should come through for them. And Salt Lake makes it 3-2. Ball crossed in, headed away. Diego Luna makes it 3-2 on penalties against Tigres in that game. Playing forward. You would think that Vancouver would tie it the way they've played in the second half. If they lose, they did it to themselves. They put them in a hole that they just couldn't get out of. Playing forward. Goes through and loses the ball, but top of the box. Muller does not get there. Pushed off the ball, and somehow not a free kick. Buffalo Aguirre scores 3-3. Rodrigo Aguirre. Playing forward. Vancouver attacking. Muller plays it to Larraz. Vancouver trying to go forward. They do and lose the ball. Alumi gives it away. Too damn sloppy now. Salt Lake's penalty to make it 4, possibly. And they sandwiched him. And it's 4-3. Noel Kaliskin scores for Salt Lake. And they think it's a handball. They think it's a handball, and it won't be. I mean, you're not wrong. Lol. Kaliskin scores for Real Salt Lake. It's 4-3 on their shootout. Throw in for Vancouver. And it is a throw in. No handball. If Tigres misses, they're in trouble now. Substitution. Max comes on for Atlante. Tigres is shot on target, and they score. They tie it back up. 5-5 or 4-4 on penalties. Wide. How's a missed play going to end up? Okay, that was a pretty good back heel, though. Shouldn't have missed it. 4-4 on penalties. Cesar Araujo scores. If RSL misses, Tigres can win it on the last kick, or at least get the extra point. Win the shootout and get the extra point. Laraz. If RSL scores, Tigres has to score. Pizzuto off for Garcia. Playing forward. Over the top. It's going to be cleared back. And Atlante keeps it out. It's a throw for Vancouver. RSL's penalty. Ball crossed in. Punched. Called by the goalie. 74th minute. And Lucas Engel scores to make it 5-4. Sudden death has been at least insured by RSL. Franco. Alan Franco makes it 5-5. We're going to sudden death in Leagues Cup in Tigres match. '75th minute. We will review this match once it's over. Header. Playing forward. They'll be back tomorrow for the Canada U20, Jamaica U20 quarterfinal. Free kick for Vancouver. It's 5-5 between Tigres and Salt Lake in their match for the pity point. Who will get the extra point to make their point total 2 points? Pity point. 75th minute. Sabi. Oh. Playing forward. And Booth misses. Booth misses. RSL missed. Tigres win. Tigres score. They win. Well, they draw the match and get the extra point. But either way, Booth missed for the win for Tigres to make it 6-5 on penalties. Playing forward. We might have another shootout. And Tigres wins it. Tigres wins it 6-5. They score and win it. Tigres wins it. (6-5) on penalties. 1-1 on the night. 6-5 on penalties for Tigres. 1-1. Esta noche 6-5 en penales. Tigres contra Real Salt Lake. Tigres ganador. Dos puntos de la Tigres. And it was Garza. Jesus Garza puts away the winner. So there's that. '77th minute. If Vancouver loses, it's on them. Brian White coming on. Brian White coming on. To that excuse now. Well, I mean, they still drew. Djordjevic off for Brian White. Playing forward. They at least need to tie to go to penalties, yes. But they have time to win it outright. Playing forward. 10 minutes for 2 goals would be crazy. Here's the thing. Thank you. Jansen does still not have his visa. Well, thank you very much. That's nice. See, that's what I want to hear. Instead of people saying, show the game. Read the damn title. Livestream watch-along reaction. I ain't lying. I don't know why you're pissed at me. How about you have the reading comprehension of a 5-year-old? Especially if you know how YouTube works, I'm going to get a damn copyright strike if I do show the game. So, either way. It just pisses me off to no end. Like, I get it, but if you know how YouTube works, which is my main platform, if I show it, I got a copyright strike, and I can't stream for 6 months. It's always going to be like a radio show. Either way. No, because we're shit. We deserve not to be here. We can't make the playoffs. We're shit. We deserve not to be here. Call the pirate. Fire Fraser, call the pirate. You know what it is. You know what it is. You know what it is. Either way, 80th minute. Because turns out this year, even if you make the playoffs, even if you play a CCL matches, you still play Leagues Cup. So, as long as you make the playoff, you're in. So, it is what it is. What happened to Toronto? They've been shit for years. What do you mean what happened to Toronto? 80th minute. They're the same shit team they've been for, what, 4 years now? Marcus Fuentes is bringing his right-hand man, Xavi Colm, to Portland. Good. Playing forward. Vancouver. Sabi. Sabi with a shot over the bar. Oh, my God. Dude can't finish, I swear. Oh, my God. Put it a bit lower. Put the ball on the floor. Playing forward. Taking it to the corner. Corner for Vancouver, 82 minutes. And they're playing at home. Well, most MLS teams are playing at home in this tournament. So, header. There are some games in Mexico in this tournament, but God knows how they're decided. In the air, brought down. What are we? Oh, my God. I thought Cifuentes was going to coach on Thursday. I thought the Seattle game was Cassidy's last game. He's not, okay. Playing forward. It's taking longer. Oh, okay. So both Jansen and Cifuentes have bad visa issues, I guess. Atlante's just that good at defending. Yeah, I mean, it's a Miguel Herrera team. So, yeah, they are. Offside? Or is it a foul the other way? Player down hurt for Atlante. Puente. Free kick for Atlante. I mean, it is a Miguel Herrera team, so I don't exactly know why we're surprised. 83rd minute. It's kind of like how they've been winning. 83rd minute. 83:05. Oh, I mean, he got I mean, that's incidental, but okay. It's incidental, but okay. Well, at least not every Canadian team can beat a Miguel Herrera team in an international competition. It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. Why couldn't Costa Rica do this, or is MLS just that bad? Well, I think Costa Rica was old as shit. That's the difference. I think Miguel Herrera, it just wasn't a seamless fit, and that Costa Rica team was old as shit. I think that's the problem. Huh, that sounds interesting. But 84th minute. I just have a Whitecaps jersey in my collection. I'm a Toronto fan. Alex, you're lucky. I know you're just trolling. I do think the Whitecaps took an L. Either way. That's why I said not every team can beat not every Canadian team can beat a Miguel Herrera team in a international competition. It's not for everybody. True. AKA Toronto beating America in 2018. Because all I can do is live off history. 85th minute. Well, for now. 0-1. If Vancouver scores, we're going to penalties. Mejia and Julio off for Gonzalez and Bermudez. Good clearance for Atlante. Can they hold on? So I guess Vancouver, well, I don't think I did anyway, didn't I? I don't think I had them top 4. No. Let me make sure. Did I? I just have them losing to Toluca. No, I had Portland making it instead. Okay, that's still alive. No, I had Portland making it. All right. Who do you think has better teams, MLS or Liga MX? I think MLS has better teams overall. I think Liga MX is a better top end, especially playing in Mexico. But I think the top end of Liga MX is slightly better quality than MLS, especially when playing in Mexico. If you're playing at an MLS stadium, it can go either way. Maybe not leans more towards MLS, but definitely leans MLS. But when they play in Mexico, it always seems to be a Mexican team winning from a top tier versus top tier, or top tier versus upper middle tier MLS team. But I think overall, I think MLS has more quality teams overall from 1 to 30. Now, of course, I know Liga MX just has 18 teams, but even from 1 to 18, I think overall MLS has a more quality group of teams from 1 to 18. But either way, I know this game probably disagrees with that, but I don't think Vancouver helped themselves. They came to this game with the wrong mentality, and it just never got overcame. 88th minute. Ball crossed in, caught by Jimenez. Yeah, but Mexico and USA are two different countries. But that might be, I think at this point they'll probably be finished at the same time. Either way, 88th minute. Can Vancouver send this to penalties? Because that's pretty much where we are at this point. Is it me or is the referee bad for both teams? No. Goes down in the box. What? Oh my God. What the hell? Honestly, now this referee just sucks. Now this referee sucks. And Tate Johnson, I don't know what the hell he was doing. Is that, I don't even, what? Absolute disaster in the box. Oh, what a calamity. No way. Penalty. We'll find out. Check VAR. White back heels it. Tate Johnson. He dived and then ran into a defender. Nah, that's a dive. That's a dive. He dived. He dived. He dived. Nah, he dived. No head penal. No head penal. Yellow card for Gonzalez. But, I mean, he dived and ran into another defender. I know y'all are desperate, but Tate Johnson was the one who dived, but that was, I mean, the replay shows it completely. That was a straight-up dive, and then he dove into another defender, which made it worse, or look worse. 90 plus 5 minutes of stoppage time. 5 minutes for Vancouver to tie it. Do you watch the Spider-Man movie? No, and I won't. And player down hurt. Crazy how plays don't get punished anymore for diving in the box to get a pen. They've already played on, so there will be no blunder. I mean, because I don't want to watch the Spider-Man movie. I do not give a shit. I give zero shits about the Spider-Man movie. If I'm going to go to the theater in the next week or 2 or 3, it's going to be for Super Troopers 3. I do not give a shit about the Marvel movies. And there's no wrestler in Superman. When's the last time you watched a new movie? In theaters, the F1 movie last year. On streaming, honestly, it probably was the F1 movie in both cases, in any new movie. Any new movie and in theaters, I think it was the F1 movie. I could give a shit less about most of the movies out in theaters. I'd rather live under a football painted rock, which I do. But I do like Super Troopers. I love that series. So, comes out on August 7th. I'd love to see it in theaters. Maybe. We'll see. Probably be out for a month in theaters. We'll see what happens. Either way, I would rather watch Super Troopers than Spider-Man. I'd rather watch Super Troopers 3. I do not give a rat's ass about the Marvel movies. I do not care. I have zero care for it. I don't care if Zendaya's in there. Don't care. I don't really like Tom Holland, I'll tell you that much. Header. And I think I don't really like the Marvel movies. Unless there's a professional wrestler in there already. Like, I'll watch Suicide Squad because John Cena plays Peacemaker. I watch Guardians of the Galaxy because Dave Bautista's in there. I'm okay. I just don't care. Oh, yeah. Well, I thought y'all'd win your other 2 matches, and that's why you'd miss, because you'd lose to Tigres at El Volcan. Even though they're in chaos mode. Well, you'll play your best 11, that's for sure. But at this point, it won't matter. Unless you win a penalty shootout. and get to 8 points. And maybe you'll make it to the knockout round. But every game matters in Leagues Cup. If you're not top 4 of either league, you don't make the knockout stage. And it's very tight, as we saw last year. So, corner. 1 minute to go. Laraz to take the corner. Blame Sorensen. Are you going to watch? No. I don't like Disney movies either. Most of the time. Ball crossed in. Header. Pixar movies are fine, but that's not a Pixar movie. Header goes down. Shot. Out. I prefer movies that have a mountain with stars that open. I prefer movies with an opening logo that has a mountain with stars, so to speak. You know, that's what I prefer. Not enough to watch their movie. 95th minute. Header. '95th minute. At this point, Vancouver deserves to lose. Well, they're about to, and I agree. They did it to themselves. They completely did it to themselves. I mean, yes, Atlante's been amazing defensively. I'm not saying they haven't been, but Vancouver put themselves in a hole they just can never get out of. They did it to themselves. And it's full time. 1-0 to Atlante. They make their Leagues Cup debut and win on the same night. 0-1, 0-1 esta noche. Atlante ganador. With that being said, if you like this stream, like and share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribe. Hit that hype button. Put this up in the algorithm. Hit that join button to become a member. Send chats on live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in playlist. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I will see you within the hour for the review of this match. And I will see you tomorrow for a live watch-along and review of Canada U20 versus Jamaica U20 in the U20 Championship CONCACAF quarterfinal. I'll see you on Thursday for Cruz Azul versus Philadelphia and Portland versus Puebla if the game gets played. 2 lives and 1 review on Thursday. And then Friday, if Canada plays, the U20 semifinals will be live for that. And if not, I'll choose 2 Leagues Cup games to cover on Friday if Canada does not end up playing that semifinal. With that being said, I'll see you later, and I'll see you tomorrow. I'm Ryan, and I'm out. Peace. See you.